During the NATO summit in Madrid last year, the bloc's member states approved a new strategic concept of defense, where Russia was called the most significant and direct threat and not a strategic partner. Ukraine was unanimously approved for long-term support. Sweden and Finland were officially invited to join the alliance. Kyiv also expects to receive long-term security guarantees from NATO during the next summit in Vilnius. This was announced by the President of Ukraine.
Even if we cannot be in NATO during the war, we would like to have appropriate security guarantees along the way, as long as we are not in the alliance.
We must continue to provide support to Ukraine. It is in particular important to ramp up production of ammunition. This is an issue that NATO allies have addressed for some time, and we are now going to agree new guidelines, new requirements for stockpiles of ammunition, ensuring that we both can replenish our own stockpiles, but also to continue to provide support to Ukraine.
Analysts suggest that following the results of the July summit, Ukraine may join the NATO response force, as Finland and Sweden did earlier.
The British forces are part of NATO, to which Sweden and Finland were joined before they began the procedure. Talking about the accession of Ukraine to the NATO military planning system. At the center of NATO, which is a military political association, there lies the process of joint defense planning.
One of the important aspects of Ukraine-NATO cooperation at the Vilnius summit will be the issue of creating an effective system of operational combat control, communications, intelligence and surveillance, analysts say. According to American engineers, now IT companies are investigating whether existing technologies in NATO can quickly respond to large military conflicts. Already at the Vilnius summit, the question of maintaining technological dominance on the battlefield will be a key one for the alliance. This was emphasized by American engineers.
I think one thing that really struck me was that we are in a situation that is a non-Article 5 scenario. Do we plan and train for these scenarios? What other scenarios should we be planning for from a NATO perspective? So maybe I'm asking a question for the rest of the group here today as well. I think this is something that's lacking in the current environment, and that's part of thinking about how are we going to command and control and have the information flow, going again back to Jim's comments about the connectivity, the availability of existing information, and how are we sharing that information.
I think that there's a lot of technology that's coming to the forefront. We're seeing some of it being used in Ukraine. The private sector is bringing satellite imagery, satellite RF sensing, satellite communications to the fold. They have to be part of this architecture. We're going to want to take advantage of everything that we can on the battle space.
According to the General of the Polish Armed Forces, Tomasz Piotrowski, the upcoming NATO summit will bring tremendous changes in defense strategy. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Христина Домбровська, UATV News.